So DJ Vlad is being called a culture vulture once again because he threatened to report a black Princeton teacher who told him on Twitter that he has no business speaking on the Kendrick and Drake beef because this is a black community issue. This is a black affair and that we should be speaking on this. Now, for him to report this woman is some whole shit, or even to threaten to report this woman for some shit on Twitter. Some Twitter back and forth is bitch made to me. But I think that she's wrong. I think that she's completely wrong, and not for the reasons that you probably think I'm about to say. Now, for one, I do think that this whole Drake and Kendrick beef is a distraction, especially for black people, considering that right now the federal government is passing all type of bills and laws that are stifling freedom of speech and all types of things that would affect black people immensely. And those are the things that we should be talking about. We should be analyzing the bills that these freaking devils are coming up with, as opposed to the lyrics that two millionaires are coming up with, who are probably friends on the back end, just making money off of us going back and forth. But the reason I think that she's off base is because DJ Vlad isn't speaking out of his culture. You see, his culture controls hip hop and have been controlling hip hop since the late 80s, mid 90s. Hip hop has been hijacked. And it's been said that there's been meetings had between the largest, CEOs of certain music groups and private prison companies. And some of these people are the same people. They got together and they said, yo, if we pump this type of poison into the minds of black youth, we can have this whole school to prison pipeline flowing so well that it's like a faucet. And they did. They pumped all types of degeneracy into our music because hip hop wasn't always about gang banging, drugs, fucking, all the crazy stuff that comes along with hip hop over the last 20 years. That wasn't the only message behind hip hop. Hip hop, believe it or not, used to have a message. There also used to be a genre of music that was heavily pushed called R&B. They had love songs and all types of stuff. They had men singing love songs. All this stuff is gone because it's been hijacked by a certain culture of people. And when Kanye spoke out on this, what did that culture of people do? They locked his bank account. They canceled him. They called him anti, and he warned y'all about that. So when DJ Vlad sits there and he speaks on this issue, I don't think he's speaking out of culture. He's simply speaking on his investment, him and his people's investment, because they've been invested in us since the slave trade. They have. And they make a good, pretty penny by seeing youth go from one place, being the youth, being the school, into the prison. Because like I said, these people have stake in both the music companies like Universal, Interscope, that own and run both of those artists, who are making both of those artists rich. And so when people pick up on this beef, black man versus black man versus black man, what does it do? It carries over into the minds of the youth, right? And those things usually spill over into all types of stuff that would ultimately land somebody in jail, right? Not to enrich themselves, not to enrich their minds or anything like that. No. So when DJ Vlad is speaking on this stuff, I think the Princeton teacher hasn't done a deep enough analysis to say that hip hop culture is no longer black culture. Hasn't been for a long time. It is a perversion of what it used to be. Capitalism came in and just warped that shit into something real nasty. And I recognized this even in the 80s when I was living in the hood and I was seeing it influence kids from one semester to another that, went from kids and all of a sudden y'all gangbanging. Why? Oh, because it was a hot summer of songs of niggas talking about killing niggas. That's an indoctrination, right? That is not our culture. That isn't our culture. That culture belongs to his people, and his people profit off of that. And when you speak on that, you're anti. So no, DJ Vlad isn't a culture vulture. He's simply speaking on his investment in black people. And the sooner that we realize that, the sooner we be free from that.